Next one is question 14e. Is absolute value 2x minus 1 less than 9? Absolute value. So you have to be this part, 2x minus 1 less than 9 and greater than negative 9. Because the number, this part has to be less than 9. Take absolute value, it's less than 9. Up to here, this side have to be greater than negative 9. Because below negative 9, like negative 10, take absolute value, become positive. Those are greater than 9. Take absolute value greater than 9. So it's between 9 and the negative 9. So it's put between negative 9 and the 9. Then you solve it, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 each side. So we got it's negative 8 less than 2x less than 10. Then you divide it by 2 each side. And you will get it's negative 4 less than x less than 5. That's the solution. Then next one, question 15, factor it. So this factor the polynomial, we have to know the formula. The first one is a difference of square formula. A squared minus b squared equal a minus b times a plus b formula. And the second one, it's the completing square formula. Completing square formula is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b quantity square. If here is a plus, then this plus. And the other one, it's also completing square formula is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals quantity a minus b squared. If this minus, then here is minus. Then the fourth one is the sum of cube formula. A cube plus b cube. And factor is a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. If this plus, then factor become here's a plus, here's minus. Then the fifth one is difference of cube formula. A cube minus b cube equals a minus b quantity of a squared plus ab plus b squared. In the formula, if here's minus, then this minus, this is a plus. So, and for this question 15, 8, factor it. First of all, we have to put in descending order. Descending order according degree 2, 1. 16 is equal 16 times x to the power 0, because any number to the power 0 is 1. So this constant term degree is 0. And then 2, 1, 0. So we have to exchange the two term, become descending order. So become x squared minus ax plus 16. Then because x squared, so you can put x here, this x, x times x, x squared. 16, you can put 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. If you put a plus, then you check it for x. Inner term product and outer term product is a positive ax. But here we want minus ax. So we change to minus negative 4. Because negative times negative is still positive 16. Negative 4x add negative 4x is negative ax. And since they are same factor, so you have to put in square, exponential form. And this is one way to do. There's another way to do. It's use the formula. The formula is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So a is x squared minus 2 times a is x. B is a divided by 2 is 4. 2 times x times 4 is ax. Plus b is 4 squared. The two are equal, but fit that form. Then this factor is a minus b quantity square. So use this formula. X is the first term minus second term is 4. Quantity square is the same answer. Can use completing square formula. Minus, here's minus. So here's minus, this is minus here. Or you can use the trial and the error method. Try it. Now the question B, 15B, and you will use the difference of square formula, which is a squared minus b squared equals a minus b times a plus b. Now, if you exchange the two, it's okay. You can put a plus b times a minus b. They are equal. They are equal. The communicative properties. So b is 64t squared minus 1. So first of all, you have to figure out what is a, what is b. Plug in. So 16 is a squared. T squared minus 1 is 1 square. So that is AT quantity square minus 1 square. So fit that formula. A is AT, B is 1. And then you plug it into the formula. It's AT minus 1 times AT plus 1. Factor. And this you cannot further factor. So it's a final answer. And the C, 15C, it's a 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. Now you can use trial and the error method. 6 you can factor as 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. And the negative 20, you can factor as a negative 1 times 20 or 1 times negative 20. And negative 2 times 10 or 2 times negative 10 or negative 4 times 5 or 4 times negative 5. That's all of it, no more. And then you will try to fit. And normally you choose the two numbers closer each other first. 2 and 3 closer than 1 and 6, closer to each other first. Cross multiplication with negative 20. Normally we choose the number 5, 4 closer to each other, is much closer than 2, 10, 120. So choose 4 and 5. Then cross multiplication, 2 times 5 is 10. Add together. 4 times negative 4 is negative 12. And you got is negative 2. You got negative 2, but we want negative 7. External coefficient is negative 7. So this is not right one. And we can exchange. 5 put first, negative 4 put second. Exchange, the two exchange. Then cross multiplication. 3 times 5 is 15. Add 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And add together is positive 7. But we want it's a negative 7. External coefficient is negative 7. So this is a positive 7. It's not right. So I exchange the sign. Negative 5, positive 4. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. 2 times 4 is a positive 8. Add together, it's a negative 7. So this one is right. That one is right. Then you attach x, put the parentheses. So factor become 2x minus 5 times 3x plus 4. And you can check it. First term product, 2x times 3x is 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Outer term product, 2x times 4. 2x times 4 is 8x. Inner term product, negative 5 times 3x is negative 5 times 3x is negative 15x. Combined, add together is a negative 7x, is this middle term. Then last term product, negative 5 times 4. Negative 5 times 4 is a negative 20. They are equal. Use the FOIL to check it. They are equal. So that's the factors. And the D is 15d is y squared plus 4. If a plus, we cannot further factor, so you say prime. It's prime. Now, if I change this to minus, this is a prime. You cannot further factor. Only minus you can factor. Y squared minus 4, you can factor it. It's a y squared. 4 is 2 squared. Factor by formula. A squared minus b squared. Factor as a minus b, quantity times a plus b. So it's y minus 2 times y plus 2. You can put y plus 2, then y minus 2. So either way. So if a minus, you can factor. If plus is a prime. You cannot factor it. Number 16 is solve for the quadratic equation. Solve for the quadratic equation. A, if it can be factored, we factor it. So A, it's x squared minus 7x plus 6 equals 0. So first of all, we here is the leading coefficient is 1, so we can put x, since x times x is x squared. And the 6 factor is 1 times 6 is 6. If you put a plus, then FOIL is a positive 7x. So we want is a negative 7x. So use minus. This x times x squared. And then this outer term product is a negative 6x. Inner term product is a negative 1x. Combined is a negative 7x. Last term product, negative 1 times negative 6, positive 6. So they are equivalent. And then use zero factor property. Either first factor equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, or x minus 6 equals 0. Then solve for the x. So x equals 1 or x equals 6. It's a solution. Then B is 2x squared minus x equals 15. So first of all, we have to put in the standard form. Standard form is all the 3 terms on the left side. The right side is 0. So we minus 15 both sides. Move over, change the sign. 2x squared minus x minus 15 equals 0. Then we factor it. This 2 we can put as 2 times 1. And so you try it. So this 2 you can put as 2 times 1. Cross multiplication. This negative 15, you can put like a negative 5, positive 3. It's a negative 15. Then you try it. And you got 2 times 3 is a positive 6. Add negative 5 times 1 is a negative 5. Add together is a positive 1. It's a positive 1. But we want is a negative. Here is a negative 1. So we exchange. Negative 5 change become positive. And positive 3 change to negative. The 2 times together is still negative 15. But exchange 2 times negative 3 is a negative 6. 5 times 1 is a positive 5. Combine is a negative 1. Combine is negative 1. That's the middle term, negative 1. Correct. So you attach x, put the parentheses. So you will get factor is 2x plus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. And you can check it. First term product, 2x times 2 times x. 2x times x is 2x squared. First term. Outer term product, 2x times negative 3. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Outer term product, negative 6x. 2x times negative 3. Inner term product, 5 times x is a 5x. Combined, add together is a negative x. Is this middle term, negative x. Last term product, 5 times negative 3. 5 times negative 3. Last term product is a negative 15. So they are equivalent. Then use zero factor property. Either 2x plus 5 equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. And then x you move 5 over, become negative 5, divided by 2 both sides. So get negative 5 over 2. Or you add 3 both sides. So x equals 3. 2 solution. The next one, C. C is 16C. 2t minus 6t squared equals 0. Solve for t. So there's no constant term. Only 2 terms. So you can factor out common factor 2 and 6. Common factor is 2. T and the t squared. Common factor t. Factor out. 2t factor out. 2t over 2t got 1. And minus 6t squared over 2t. 6 divided by 2 is 3. T squared over t. Cancel t. Get t equals 0. So the 3 factor, 2 times t times this factor, want to be equal 0, must be one of it equals 0. One equals 0 or the other one equals 0. Or both are 0. Time together will be 0. So use 0 factor properties. Yeah. 0 factor property is the 2 factor times together equals 0 if and only if a equals 0 or b equals 0. That's what we call 0 factor property. The 2 factor, one of the factor must be 0 or both are 0. Then that's the first answer. And the second one, you add 3t both sides. You got 1 equals 3t. And then you divide it by 3 both sides and cancel. So you got t equal 1/3. So that's 2 solutions, t equals 0 or t equal 1/3. That's C. And the D, 16D. Uh, 16D is 16t squared equal 9. This one, there's an easier way to do. You isolate t squared term. You divide it by 16 both sides. And 16 cancel. So you will get it's t squared equals 9 over 16. And 9 over 16 is what? 9 is 3 squared. 16 is 4 squared. So then you will get it's t squared equals 3 over 4 squared. So t can be what? Either positive 3 over 3/4 or negative 3/4. Because the negative you square is still 9 over 16. So you can do this way. The other way you can do is 16t squared equal 9. Move minus 9 both sides. Get 16t squared minus 9 equal 0. And factor it. 16 is 4. 4t quantity squared. 9 is 3 squared equals 0. Then factor it. A squared minus b squared equal a minus b. 4t minus 3 times 4t plus 3 equals 0. Factor it. And then either 4t minus 3 equals 0 or 4t plus 3 equals 0. And then add 3 both sides. Here minus 3 both sides. So you got 4t equals 3 or 4t equal negative 3. Then divided by 4 both sides. Cancel 4. So you got is t equals 3 over 4 or t equal negative 3 over 4. You can put together t equal positive negative 3 over 4 by factoring.